We need to quantify the noise, they shouted. How much is there? No, we need to value the noise. There's profit to be had. We need to organize the noise, put it to some use. We need to explore the noise, said raised voices. See where it leads. We must explain the noise. We insist. We must build upon the noise of others. We must make more noise to be heard above the noise, supreme noise. We must guard the noise of old. We must drown out the noise of those who should not make noise. Noise, everybody knows noise, loves noise, wants noise. Oh, great noise. Oi, you over there, come, make noise. Oi, come, oi. Oi, oi. What are you listening to? So step away from the noise now. That was the noise. Let's see, perhaps this one will be good to follow on that one, because it's called In Need of a Greater Silence. Mountain wants to speak, shouted down. Gentle groan heard from between her toes. River wants to sing, naked boy notes flashing in the sun, shaded by a hand. Forest wants to dance. Yes, she entices with a falling leaf. No invitation, no rights granted. Need a greater silence. Sky in your lungs, like a sleep you can wake from. There is a quiet woman, walks by day along the strand, mouthing words and singing songs no one can hear or understand. No one can hear or understand the words she forms upon her tongue, the white-browed clamour of the sea. It throws a louder song. And none can hear or understand the song she breathes upon the day. The high-browed tumult of the wind has blown it all away. I cannot sing. I cannot speak. The wind and waves have silenced me. I have no iron in my voice to stand against the sea. There is a blacksmith in the town, drenched with heat and blistered red by raging forge and hammer blows and molten fires in his head. And as he brings his hammer down, hot steel bending to his choice, he hears the softest echo say, "Can you put iron in my voice?" And what it is flares in his face that buckles him upon his knee, and from his hand the hammer drops. The quiet girl has never seen, but she has knelt the ground beside and stroked his hair and forehead neat, and shoulder underneath his arm has helped him to his seat. And he has gazed with sparking eyes, her hand upon his leather skin, in kindness laid. With tolling words he's asking her to speak again. I cannot sing. I cannot speak. The wind and waves have silenced me. I have no iron in my voice to stand against the sea. The fires in his face grow still. The bellows wheeze and cease their roar, and he, his hardness left to stand, requests her speak once more. Before the wind, my voice is thin. Besides the sea, a shallow thing. I'd have you put some iron in my speech, a steely song to sing. I'd have you sing this gentle air to me again and evermore. It carries on your breath the song of gentle waves upon the shore. It carries on the flow upon your tongue the softly stirring breeze. And this, he said, an answered longing, brought me to my knees. There's always silence. I've learnt this, I've heard this, even with the greatest cacophony, there's always a silence in which it sits. Just as there's always a stillness in every movement, and if we could somehow find that silence, even amongst the roars, it does us good. It's a little bit frightening as well, though, because noise often covers up those quiet, insistent voices that need to be heard, but perhaps we don't want to hear. Quite a long time ago, I wrote a poem that I wanted to try to incorporate silence into it. I even put in the title, "Shall I Write in the Silences?" And if I read it now, you might understand why. Think. Now don't think, feel. Now think. Now don't think, feel. Can these words ever convey this bruise? Can these words ever convey this bruise? Can these words ever be so tender? Think, don't think, feel. Palm down gentle on the water. Palm down gentle to touch the water. And show no ripple. Now think. Silence has ever been my mother. For her breast, my first sound. Towards her arms, my first word. Silence has clothed my speech, has taught my earliest dances, has taken me back to sleep. When I fall, she holds my cry. When I laugh, she carries my joy. And when I am in need of her, she is always by. As real to me as flesh, solid as bone, as perennial as blood kept released. allow to beat and flow. These words I lie in silence on a page, a gift to her. You may speak them if you wish. The sound born again on her quiet offer of bliss. A poem called Silence. I'm thinking one more in this session on a similar vein. And the video of this will be available on the timeline afterward. I'll be on again at 5:30 and at 9 with these poems, or perhaps a slightly different arrangement, but on the same theme. Some are the same, maybe some different. Thank you very much for being with me to listen and for allowing me to speak quietly, allowing me to speak and to feel heard. So to finish, this last one, silent, not silent. Because truth is silent. You should know this before you speak. Put silence in your words. Forget all you've heard. What you seek is in what falls unbroken. The sound of the heart, aloud. The presence of the thing unspoken echoes of the chamber in another's chest. Fingertip touch so much louder. You know this. The great unsaid. Truth is heard, never shouted.